Hello.
What is up? Dang, that background? Woo!
What's up, Andy?
Dude, it's finally good to meet you, man. Shoot.
Dude, it's been so long. It's finally, man. Finally meet you, man.
Dude, man, it's crazy. Like, first, like, dude, I just want to say thanks for all the support, like, leading up to this point. I think you guys have really been helping me get on the map for this one.
You got it, man. You got it. It's our pleasure, man. I mean, we've been following you, and supporting Marshall Club throughout the years, and it's so great to just to see you guys grow and accomplish so much.
I appreciate that, man.
Congratulations, man.
It's been a pretty crazy journey. And I think the first interview with you, I think going out like this is probably the best case scenario.
Yeah, it's great, man. So, let's just start off with, for people who are, unfamiliar with Marshall Club, can you, briefly go over how, Marshall Club came about and, what inspired you to, get into martial arts?
Yeah, I mean, for just from the very beginning, for me personally, I've always, ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to change the world. And growing up, I got picked on a lot. For whatever reason, I was the fat kid who always, got bullied around. And, coming home to watching Bruce Lee movies, Jackie Chan movies, watching these heroes, I call them heroes, kicking 20 guys at once on screen, it does something to you. It makes you feel empowered, like for someone like me, I needed to see that. And I knew that one day I wanted to be just like the heroes I saw on screen. And, fast forward years later, I meet Brian. Brian grew up with me. Fast forward years later, I meet Daniel Ma. And these two would become like, we kind of see it like the modern day Jackie Chan, Samuel, and Yun Biao, the camaraderie. Right. The trio. And we shared this passion for martial arts, and one day we decided to pick up a camera. We started shooting our own practice fight scenes. Back at the time it was DV cameras or digital cameras, before phones, before DSLRs.
Right.
And we started a YouTube channel. Before we knew it, one of our videos like went viral. And then we found out that our niche was, martial arts action and short films and telling the martial arts story. And I think, just this was a platform for us. YouTube was always a platform for us to get our name out there and as a stepping stone. And, I think now just these days, the stars have been aligning for us and things are finally starting to happen, but it wasn't an easy journey. It's been grinding for so many years, and I think like things are finally coming to fruition.
That's great, man. I mean, how did you even landed this huge gig, as Death Dealer in Shang-Chi? Like, were you brought on as part of a stunt team first, and then they go, oh, let's put Andy as Death Dealer, or how did it all?
So the story is Brad Allan, actually, which, by the way, my condolences. I just want to pay my respects, my condolences to Brad's family and anyone's who he's positively impacted, because I know he's done that for a lot of people. He was always pushing the envelope, fighting for perfection. And he was the one who gave undiscovered talent a chance and pulled us out, and me and myself included. So I really wouldn't be anywhere near where I'm at if it weren't for him. He sought us out on YouTube. And Shang-Chi at the time, he was like, I'm working on something with Marvel, and I think, having you on the stunt team would have been, this is a movie for you and your style. Yeah, I've seen what you guys do on YouTube. Like, this is tailored for you. I told Brad initially, hey, like I've had my foot in the door with stunts. Brian and I, we've had our foot in the door with stunts. We learned really quickly. It wasn't for us. We knew we wanted to do more. We wanted to act. We wanted to show the world what we can do. So I told Brad, hey, like I'm willing to help. Because Brad, veteran Jackie Chan stunt team,
right?
In my opinion, one of the best. And out of my respect for him, I was willing to help. But I told him this is where I wanted to be. Like, we wanted to do more than to pursue stunts. Initially, he had us, jump in, me, Brian, and DY. You know DY South. He's a
Mhm.
really
Yeah,
good
yeah,
martial
yeah.
artist. A part of our crew, we all came in and we helped out Brad we started training Simu at first. So initially, we were Simu's martial arts coaches. And Brad, he kept an eye out for me. He was like, if a role or anything comes by, um, I'll give you a call. For however it played out, man, the stars aligned. They wrote in a death dealer, and it's a masked role, but it's still a role. Like it's a big stepping stone. And for whatever reason, it just felt like this role was tailored for me. He was like, "This role is kind of tailored for you as a ninja. Your style is very shinobi, like
Right.
you got that aesthetic going
Perfect.
on, yeah, and you bring that danger factor. The stakes are higher when you're on screen, so like this role is for you." And honestly, like I think you know Brad made the right move, and I just want to like tell him like your job has been done. Like I will do everything in my power to carry on your legacy, and I really can't thank him enough. Like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him.
Yeah, definitely condolences to his family. I mean, he's such a legend in the whole community. So,
For real, man.
rest in peace. So, after you landed this role, I mean, what was your first reaction? Like, damn, I'm in a Marvel movie. Like, what was your
Yeah,
first reaction?
for me, it was like, oh snap! Like finally, like after like 10 years of grinding on YouTube and doing indie stuff, it's like finally the stars are aligning. It finally felt like, because doing YouTube sometimes it gets pretty hard. You put all your heart on a passion project. You'll take the hits, you'll bleed, you'll break your bones doing the stunts on your own, and sometimes the recognition, like it doesn't come out as you expect sometimes. But at a point like this, it finally felt like it was finally paying off.
Mhm.
And for me, I train year round. I keep my martial arts is number one for me. Like I'm a lot of things, but I'm first and foremost a martial artist. I
Mhm.
keep up with my training year round. I knew when the role came around, I was already ready. Physically, like mentally, it felt like, yo, I've been training my whole life for this moment. Like, don't mess this one up. I knew I was gonna mess it up because I train a lot. I put everything into my art, and
Mhm.
110% no regrets. And I think there's no way I was gonna mess it up. And I think when the role came around, it felt like it was tailored for me, and I was just excited to kill it. But like, let it be known that this is only the stepping stone. This is only the beginning. What you're about to see on Shang-Chi is a small snippet. There's like a lot more that's
Cool,
coming.
man.
And,
That's great. That's great to hear, bro. So you said you guys trained Simu on the
yeah.
film. Can you briefly talk about that? Like how did Simu have any martial arts background before you training him, or?
He did some tricking, I believe. He did like, he was able to throw some gainers, some quirks, some B twists, some backflips. I think what we really need to hone in on him was the martial arts foundation. And I think, and he would even say this himself, like I believe he said on Jimmy Kimmel last night, like stretching was the hardest part for him. Like, and you're able to tell, the expertise of a martial artist by his flexibility, and he's right. What the funny thing was, we start like me, Brian, and DY. We were training him every day for like 2 months.
Wow.
We would drive out to LA, train for like 4 hours with him, and then repeat, 5-6 days a week. And man, the guy was sore. But I think the 2 months that we trained with him, there was we definitely built a chemistry. And as his martial arts coach, who knew that like later on I'd be in the movie as his martial arts coach. So that chemistry, I think, just worked out kind of perfectly.
Yeah, that's great, man. I mean, that whole all your training paid off, for Simu, because I saw the film the other day and it's freaking amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great, and especially that the standout, of course, is your fight against Simu. It's amazing, bro.
Thank you, man. Like that one took months and months of rehearsal, and it's not just rehearse it. It was learn the choreography, rehearse it, and then change it to make it better. We had a lot of time, and I think time is good. You get the time, you get opportunities to optimize, the choreography and bring the best out of every performer.
Right. So I mean, you grew up in the OC, right? Little
Yeah,
Saigon and all that.
yeah, right down the street from you, homie.
Right. So if I mean, if you grew up around here, I mean, did you grow up watching like Hong Kong movies? Like like me, I would go rent those Vietnamese dubbed Hong Kong films. When I was those VHSs.
Yeah, you already know. I think, yeah, like it's funny. I say it like this all the time. My parents, they wanted me to become doctor, lawyer. Where they messed up was they fed me martial arts movies. We would go to the video store, get the VHS tape. It wasn't just movies. It was Finball. It was like
the series, right?
It was series, TVB shows, ATV shows, and it was those that really like changed my life. And I think, I mean, like at the time, who knew like years later I'd be working with a lot of veterans who grew up watching, like Michelle Yeoh, Tony Leung, and there's one more. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it yet, but that shows up in the movie.
No, I actually blew that out already. So
okay, so Yun Hua.
Yeah, Yun Hua.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So yeah. So I mean, these are veterans we grew up watching, and like just to be, working with them, sitting in the same cast area with them was like, God,
It must be surreal, huh? I mean, you're there on set with the legendary Tony Leung, man, and Michelle Yeoh. It's freaking insane.
It's crazy. It is surreal, and like even till this day, like I mean, this isn't the first project I worked on with Michelle either. This is the second, and the first one we did, it's coming out later. But I mean, I spent practically a whole year with Michelle, specifically, and till this day, like I'm still starstruck standing next to her. I still get the jitters, and I've gotten to know her as a person, and she's kind of taken me under her wing, and I still get nervous, but when I'm around these veterans like Tony and Yun Hua, like I was thinking like, dude, don't show your fanboy, but you can't help it, but I think when I do, they find it endearing because like, yo, this is someone who really knows his stuff, his history, and he really appreciates us. So I think in a way it kind of worked out. Exactly. Yeah. Same way on how it played out on the red carpet. Like I actually prepared myself to like come in all suave, all cool, like, hey, this isn't my first red carpet, like this is. But then as soon as I got there, all plans went out the window, and I just like I had the jitters, but in a way I felt like it kind of it worked because this is who I am. I'm genuinely like a fan, and just to be able to stand there was pretty crazy.
Yeah, man, you did great, man. I mean, as far as Michelle Yeoh, you actually had a little fight with her at the end of the film, so that that was pretty cool, right? To fight one of the on-screen legends,
Yeah, I think that was only a like that was a short snippet. There's more to come for sure.
All right, okay. I can't wait, man.
Think about that. There's more to come for sure.
So I mean, it might be weird, to say, but for you to get this win, to land this huge gig in the MCU, it's almost like a win for all of us, not just for Asians, but for like the Vietnamese community. And we're just incredibly proud of your accomplishment, man. And you're like living proof of like hard work, pays off. Dreams do come true, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I think, speaking about Vietnamese heritage, like, I mean, I think I was pretty traumatized because our parents, like, I'm pretty sure for you too, we came from embattled country, and I think a lot of the fire came from, the trauma that like the stories my parents told me. They raised me to work hard to get, to make something of yourself because they didn't, they had to struggle. Like, I'll just tell you a short story. My dad, like, he was escaping with his whole family, all his brothers and sisters. There's 9 of them, and his parents, and they were escaping on a boat, and they got caught. And my dad took the hit for all of them, and he's like, "Let them go and take me." And so they took him to a concentration camp. They held a gun to his head while he was scrubbing the bottoms of the toilets, and him telling me stories like that, and they coming over here watching my mom suffer, like she was barely, she was working, barely making enough to break bread. All of us, like,
Mhm.
you know, like that, like channeled, you know, a fire. You know, I feel like as Vietnamese, Southeast Asians, I feel like we got something to prove, you know,
Right.
and you know, you express it through your martial arts, through your art, and I think that's where they messed up. I think that, yeah, like I said, they wanted me to become doctor, lawyer, live a better life, but they did mess up by showing me martial arts movies. So I channeled all that fire, that passion, and into martial arts and into the art. And I think, like, you know, I'm here to show, to represent for the Vietnamese heritage, and I'm here to show the world what Vietnamese can do.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine how proud your parents are, you know, for you guys, for you and Brian, you know.
Yeah, they were like, next time, like, get the mask off. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't my call, but you know, but Asian parents, you know, are harder to satisfy, but they are proud now.
Mhm.
Like, it took them years. Like, you know, I finished school. They were like, they told me to do what I want after. You could just finish school first, do what you want, right? I
Mhm.
finished school. I dove right into YouTube 110%, and they gave me a lot of resistance initially. And it wasn't until recently, you know, they started to like, okay, maybe they can make something of themselves, you know. So I think the stars are aligning, and
Well,
we
you
just,
know, I gotta mention, you know, the Paper Tigers as well, man. You guys were pretty dope in that film as well.
yeah, I think, oh man, that was fun because it was like you just got to play yourself, you know. They let us choose our own wardrobe,
Mhm.
and they were just like, just go in there, be yourself. And I think, like, choreography, action wise, it was like, just do you, man. And I think
Mhm.
it worked out.
It's great.
And who knew it would be like, I didn't even know it was going to end up like number 7, number 6. The fact that it was top 10 on Netflix was like, oh snap, like we're doing it, you know.
Yeah, that's great, and it's great. Like, you know, it's a lot of, you know, Vietnamese involved. Even the director, right? Bao is Vietnamese. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
whole. Yeah, it's great, man. Um, so I mean, it might be hard to pick, but if you could pick like you know, one martial arts film that you could watch like over and over and never get tired of, you know, what would that be?
Drunken Master 2. And a lot of reasons why. I just felt like Jackie was at his prime, like in terms of like filmmaking, and it's kung fu. Um, I really can't put my finger on why. I just really like it. Um, and I think, you know, I for Jackie, for me, I think that was his number one. And for me, out of all the action heroes, Jackie was my number one. Um, my second would be Iron Monkey, and
Right.
my third would be Ong Bak, clearly just for
Mhm.
the groundbreaking aspect.
Right.
My fourth would be Martial Club, the movie. So
We're
yeah,
waiting for that, brother. Waiting for that one.
yeah. No, Martial Club, the Shaw Brothers movie.
Oh, I thought, I
That
thought, I
one.
thought, I thought it's gonna, you're gonna have a Martial Club
I
movie.
mean, we
Our
are
own
going
Martial
to
Club
too.
movie, bro.
That's definitely on the agenda. But
Uh,
Martial Club, I mean, we were inspired by that film
right,
because
right, right.
that film carried, not only it was a Shaw Brothers, it was classic. Like I think
Mhm,
it was. I enjoy movies that are martial arts AF. You know,
mhm.
like that movie carried a lot of the virtues and ethics of martial arts that I think a lot of people can pull from. It definitely changed my life, and it was one of those things. Like it's a very low key movie. And at the time, 10 years ago, when me, Brian, and Daniel, we were just hanging out, we all shared this passion for martial arts, talking about martial arts movies, and we're just like, hey, what's your favorite kung fu movie? And it was like one of those things where it was like you just felt it in the air, you know, and all three of us said Martial Club at the same time. And we were all surprised because Martial Club's kind of, it's not Drunken Master 2. It's not, you know, it's kind
Yeah,
of a low key movie, you know, and the fact that, you know, we were into that together for the same reasons, like that's why we named our group Martial Club.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. I mean, like, you know, growing up, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Donnie Yen, and I know you are too. You're a huge fan of Donnie, and I gotta ask you about that time when you performed in front of him at that premiere, bro. You know, I was actually there, but then, you know, we didn't cross paths that you know,
Not yet.
that
Yeah,
night.
social media was like the social media network wasn't really like
Mhm.
intertwined yet at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So how was it, man, to perform in front of Donnie and
Oh,
in
dude,
that?
it was, again, it was one of those moments where it was like I knew I was ready when it came.
Uh,
Like when the moment came, and you know, I mean, it took a plan. We were like, well, let's go early. let's figure out what's going down, you know, and like, all right, we can't get to him from outside. We'll just get him inside, you know, plant like, you know, let's sit in the very front. Let's sit in the very front. And when it's Q&A time, we just ask to demo, you know, like to throw down. Let's just do it, dude.
That's what I love about you guys, man. Just go for it, you know?
Go for it, man. I mean, that's what martial arts is, you know, you throw a punch, you commit, you know, what is the passion behind the punch? You commit to it. The kick, same thing. Same thing with everything you do in life. That includes hustling Donnie Yen. And, you know, next to us was like a stunt coordinator, a really big stunt coordinator. I'm not going to say his name, you know, just for his private, but we were like, dude, if we do this, like, we'll never work in stunts again. This might be, and then we're just like, no, forget it. No, this is Donnie Yen. Let's just do it, you know? And so when the time came, we like, any questions, anyone? Brian, being the loud guy he is, stood on his chair. It's like, oh, here, you know, and Donnie was just like, oh, yes, over here. Like, the host was like, oh, yeah, question over here. This guy looks like he has a lot to say. And Brian was like, Daniel, take it away. Because Daniel's kind of our spokesperson, you know? So Daniel was smart. He was like, yeah, I have a 2-part question, just so it doesn't seem like we're just trying to hustle him right off the gate. He's like, right. I got a 2-part question. And his first question was like, I believe something along the lines of your which out of all your films, which one do you think represents you the most? And then he's like, all right, now the second part of my question is, my brothers and I, we formed a team called Martial Club, and you know, a lot of our work is inspired by you, and we were wondering if you'd allow us to perform for you right now. And then if I remember correctly, the host and Donnie were like, oh, there's a liability here, let's not do it. But Mike Tyson was like, sure, let's see it. And so they're like, okay, yeah, okay. You know, I stood up. I was cold, I wasn't warmed up, but I was like alive from adrenaline rush, you know. And it was one of those moments when it was like, I trained my whole life for this, so let's just throw down, you know, like make him remember us. And then, you know, and we threw down. Next thing you knew, like, he was following us on Instagram, and we're just like losing our minds over that. And so, I mean, nothing's come out of it yet as of now, but I mean, hopefully soon, you know.
Man, that's
working with him would be like a dream come true.
That's awesome, man. I mean, were you able? Have you catch Raging Fire yet?
Not yet. I was going to, but no, this week has just been busy with like press and like the premiere and everything. But once things calm down, I'm definitely gonna go catch it.
You're gonna love it, brother. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, you've seen it, yeah?
Yeah, you're gonna love it, man.
All right, will do.
But yeah, man. So, is there any other project? I mean, you mentioned briefly about that Michelle Yeoh project that you're working on, or is there anything else you want to spill the beans about what Martial Club have up in stores?
Yeah. So, I mean, the Michelle Yeoh project we shot already. It's we want to wait till when it's COVID has kind of really settled down for it to release in theaters, because I think you know, the directors really wanted it to be an experience you experience on the big screen. Beyond that, you know, we were talking about Vietnamese heritage. It's always been on my agenda to go back to Vietnam and you know, do it there. And I've been working with some people we're developing a project, like a Vietnamese American crossover project.
All right.
And it's a passion project, so you're going to get the full-on Martial Club action on that. And we're also in development, and we've been in development for this for like 2 years. A Martial Club passion project, a movie that, you know, just a staple to kind of represent Martial Club. You know, this is us. This is the world can see us. This is genuinely us. I feel like, you know, doing the bigger Hollywood, bigger budget movies is a good way to get the name out there and to show the world what we can do. But if you really want the staple, like if you want to see us in our true forms, our true art forms, the passion projects are going to show it. And I think like now is the time to do it. After doing these projects, I knew in my gut this was the thing to do. So that's what we're going after right now.
Okay, so is that project with Michelle, is that like a action comedy or?
It's an A24 film. So, you know, A24 films are very weird and very unique films. So you can't kind of really define it under one genre.
Okay.
But you do expect martial arts in it. course. You have Michelle Yeoh and you have Martial Club. There's going to be martial arts in it.
Awesome. You know, and I think I saw Brian talking about working with the director of M.A.A.C as well.
Oh yeah. When did he tell you that?
No. He didn't tell me. Like I saw him like during an interview on the red carpet or something. He mentioned something about that.
Oh, he threw that? Dang. Okay. Well, yeah, we're working. That's like the next. Okay, that's not the next big one for us, but that is one where we are in the works. Where it's a project for our friend D.Y. Sao. You know D.Y. Sao.
Yeah.
In my opinion, D.Y. Sao is. I just want to shout him out because I don't feel like he gets enough recognition, but he is one of the best on-screen martial artists. And like I always revered him as a hero. I would even put him up there with like Jackie and Donnie and Jet,
wow.
you know, and Bruce. Yeah, so this is like he's working on his big break right now, and we're there to help him because you know he's our brother. We came up together, and you know we shared the Shang-Chi experience together. So we're gonna be there to help him. And Brian's like one of the villains in it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but yeah, so that's that one is going to be another groundbreaking one. So we got a lot all over the place. So just know that once Martial Club is on screen, it's groundbreaking and it's going to change the world. And I say that with confidence.
Would you like to say a little something to your Vietnamese fans? Tell them when Shang-Chi is going to be in theaters.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys have someone to represent you. I'm here to show the world what the Vietnamese can do. And, for all my Vietnamese fans, like dreams do come true. We all came from nothing. We came from an embattled, country. I think if you have a dream, you don't mind what anyone else says. Having haters is going to be normal. Having people trying to put you down is going to be normal. As long as you believe in your dream, I know it's cliche to say, but it is true. As long as you believe in your dream, and you put your heart into it and you go full force, don't mind the haters. And even though when times do get hard, the grasses are going to always be greener on the other side. So you have to trust the journey. And, we're all going to come up and kill it together and represent Vietnamese and show the world what we can do.
Awesome, man. All right, man. I mean, thank you so much for your time, Andy.
Dude,
and
thank you for having me. This was really fun.
It's awesome, man. It's great to finally get to meet you. And I can't wait
I've been wanting to do an interview with you for a while. But I just I wasn't sure when we were able to do it. But I think now after red carpet, it's like cat's out the box. Let's do it,
Yeah, man, it's perfect time. So all the fans, catch Andy Lei as Death Dealer in Shang-Chi. September 3rd in theaters, guys. It's awesome, man. I've seen it personally myself. One of the best MCU film to come out in years. So congratulations, man. And
thank you so much, man. And thanks again for all the support. I will definitely catch you for sure. We're like right.
Got it, man. Hey, we got to hang out or something, man.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, man.
For sure,
Thank
brother.
you,
all right. See you, brother.
See ya.